Sync. Okay, we're recording again. This is happening again. Oh God, why? Hello and welcome to the second episode of the Thespi podcast. For some reason, we're doing this again. All of the funny people from last episode are gone. They're dead. And what we have is the bottom of the barrel, frankly. I'll go around the horn and introduce these degenerates. First of all, there's me, Aitsuzoshi. I think I forgot to introduce myself last episode. Next, we have Prithvi Hebbalkar.
Hello guys, remember me from last episode? Yeah.
I remember how entertaining he was.
Yes.
Me neither. Next, we have Milan Morais.
What's up, Milan? Me here.
Milan, you want to say anything more for yourself?
Yeah, I'm second year, so yeah, that's it. That's how interesting my life gets.
Enough said. Next, we have Gokul Krishna.
Hi guys.
Gokul Krishna.
I'm very close to
Enough
sleeping. I'm
said.
sorry. Hi
Enough
everyone.
Enough. Next, we have Prathamesh something. I don't remember his full name.
Something, yes, it's Bhutada. I'm Prathamesh. Hi, guys.
Yes. Okay, so now that we've introduced everyone, we'll introduce the topic for today. Today, we're going to talk about embarrassment and embarrassing situations and all of that good stuff. So, does anybody have anything to start with? I think we should just start with like a bunch of embarrassing things that have happened to us, just to set the mood. Because I have a good one. If nobody has anything else.
No, you can start with it.
Ah, fine. Okay. So, I feel weird that I keep talking about my brother, but he's inextricably linked to this one. So, my brother, as usual, had been screwing with me all day. So we go and we were small, and we've gone to buy clothes somewhere, like specifically jeans. So he's done with his purchases, and then afterwards it's me who has to go and try out pants. So I go in, and then I change pants, and then I realize that he's left his pants in the changing room. Okay. So I'm like, this is an opportunity to score 1 point over him. So I take the pants and I come outside and I hand them to him and I say, I kid you not, I say, I'm not as mean as you. Upon which another kid who was also waiting there recognizes his pants in my hands and starts crying. That it was really, really bad. And I was never allowed to forget that. These are the sort of memories that form a base for your personality.
Very clearly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm all about them pants.
Yeah, this
Anyways,
incident
now
kind of reminds me that once, okay, so you guys might be knowing the temple of Tirupati, right?
yeah.
So there's like a large crowd always there, and so I'm walking there, and so I'm walking with my dad, and then after 5 seconds, I'm like, okay, this finger feels different, like the finger I'm holding, and then I look up, and that's a completely different person, and I'm just lost there, and I'm like trying to hold, and like I was pulling that hand down, and then I realized, okay, this is not my dad's finger. I'm like, okay, who are you? And then I'm looking everywhere, looking around, and I can't find anybody relative, like any of my relatives there, and I'm just standing there alone.
Yeah, at least you
Okay,
were holding
so
a finger,
by
okay?
the way,
I have gone through legs of people who I did not recognize.
okay. I think this is a good place to ask. like all of you, like each of you, like, do you feel like in general you feel more embarrassed or less embarrassed compared to the average person?
Less, definitely less. It feels like I have lost all sense of shame. Like it
Huh.
does.
No, no.
That
No,
explains
no,
it.
no, no. I mean this specifically when you were a child.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Since I was probably around 5 or something, I've had very little shame in almost anything.
No,
Hmm.
I've been more embarrassed when I was a kid. Not now, but when I was a kid, I was like, okay, very serious about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm
Huh.
still very
Gokul?
conscious about the things I do. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
used to be embarrassed by
Okay.
people around me. That's gone now.
Prathamesh? Prathamesh? God damn it, we lost Prathamesh.
1 hour later.
Prathamesh, so were you more embarrassed or less embarrassed than the average person as a child?
I used to be very, very embarrassed as a child. Now it turned out to be like I don't even give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, honestly. I think it's mostly the same for me. Like I used to be so embarrassed. But like I don't know if I was more embarrassed. I don't know if I was more embarrassed or if the things I did were so horribly embarrassing that I felt like I felt the correct amount of embarrassment. No. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
please.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. Okay. This is, uh, okay. So we had gone to some sort of restaurant with an all you can eat buffet. Okay. So, and like, and we were in a hurry, so we had to go, or something came up and we had to go. So while coming back, like before I went to wash my hands, like something happened, and then I noticed that, oh, there's still food in my plate. So like as I got like I started eating that, huh? And then like I literally heard a behind me.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I was eating food from a stranger's plate.
How does this work?
No,
Wait,
no,
can you
no.
do
It
that
was
on
like
purpose
okay.
and play it off
No,
as a mistake? Can
like
you?
no, the buffet was like at one corner. So I went there and I came back and then I just stopped at the wrong table and I just
No.
started. I remember it so clearly. I started eating his chip, and that guy he just gotten up for a second. He looked so frightened, and
Hey,
so
hey, but
in defense I started crying, and that shut him up.
How old were you?
I was like, I wasn't that old. I was, no, I don't remember exactly how old I was, but I remember that it was old enough for this not to be cute.
Oh,
Borderlining.
yeah, AJ, at what age did you stop being cute?
Uh, so that's the question now, isn't it? I just know that that was far too old. That's all.
but how do you like not? How do you miss your table? Like, how do you just wander into the wrong table?
I don't know. Like I have these moments where I forget where I am and who I am, and I just see food. I'm like, oh, food.
Oh, okay, that's
Ah,
that's
that makes
Zoning
sense
out
now.
because of food.
yeah, that's very understandable.
Yeah. Also, I used to be a fat kid, so
Oh yeah, that's that. Yeah, everything makes sense now.
yeah, it all connects. Can we stop making fun of me, guys, please? Can somebody else
They
do
ask you how
something?
you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Was
Oh
zoning out. I
God.
remember one incident. So what happened was once there was a time like I was on a streak of not sleeping for 3 days. For three
Huh?
straight days, I had not slept at all. So the next day I went to class. I was like, okay, let's see what happens. And I'm like sitting, and my HOD was taking the lecture, and he was teaching us about some welding thing. but the PowerPoint slides were so colorful. I was hallucinating. I was having illusions that okay, that guy is marketing some product and he wants to sell me something, and I'm just staring at him. And then I called one of my friends to talk to him, and I just slept there. I called him and I slept. That guy had to wake me up again, and he was like, "You called." And then I woke up, I was like, okay, where am I? Why am I not in my room? And I completely zoned out for like 5 to 6 seconds. I was like, it took me 10 seconds to register that I'm in class and I wanted to talk to that guy.
Were the other involved?
That's such a power. Imagine calling your HOD over and just like, I'm gonna go to sleep. The disrespect.
Calling attention to yourself. First year CSE class, like I was for some reason I was sitting on the third or fourth bench. I never made that mistake again. But I was sitting on the third or fourth bench, and like I was dead tired. So then like she turns to me, she asks me a question, I look her in the eyes and I fall asleep.
And you what?
Like I pass out
He
right
fell
there.
asleep.
Oh God.
It was God, it was horrible. And she just moved on to the next person, so I don't know.
I've got numb to that. Like anytime a professor asks me anything, I just default to I don't know, leave me alone. It's not fun. I was being asked Viva, and over there he was
I
like,
don't
"Okay,
know.
what is
I don't know.
STP?" I just said I don't know, and then I just realized it. Like I was thinking about it after I said no. I've become too numb to that.
Vivas, I don't know. Like I feel there's a difference between stage embarrassment and normal embarrassment.
Talking about stage embarrassment, I have this really good story about
Hmm.
from when I was back in 12th. So back in
Hmm.
12th, I was my teacher used to believe in me for some reason. I don't know why, but she used to believe in me. So she nominated me. So my school was holding this science week thing, and I didn't know. I actually didn't know about this. And we had this program where you have to go up on stage, and they would give a topic, and you
Hmm.
have 1 minute to prepare. So from my class,
Hmm.
I was the one to go up on stage. So me,
Hmm.
I'm standing on the stage, and I get this topic. Is black a color? Now
Hmm.
I was the most dark-skinned guy in school, and me
Oh
getting this in
no,
front of
huh?
like close to 300 students, and like they
Huh.
just start laughing at me.
Oh.
And then I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna prove these guys wrong. I'm gonna prove these guys that I can do anything. And I start talking
Huh.
about how blacks have been um, blacks have been prosecuted, and how black people have made a lot of things, developments in science and society and as a whole. I get out from stage, I go, and then the person moderating comes up to me and he's like, dude, we were talking about the color of black. Is black a color or is it a shade? I just
Hey.
spent I spent 5 minutes fighting for what do you say social justice, while the only thing they were asking me was a yes or no question and to explain why. I spent the
Oh.
I spoke for
Yeah.
close to like I guess around 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, I had a lot of stuff.
No, he did his whole Martin Luther King speech.
He would have been proud of me.
Yeah,
I hope at least somebody was.
Not
Oh
my
God.
proudest.
Not your proudest moment, maybe. Prasamesh,
Definitely not.
tell us something embarrassing.
yeah. So okay? I'm assuming all of us gave. Okay, most of us gave JEE main, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what we have to like? There's certain dress code for JEE main, right?
Yes.
Oh no, what do you do?
Oh, you're not supposed to wear a belt, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to. Yeah.
Not that. Like I had given other online exams,
Hmm.
and that was not the dress code for that. JEE was the only one. And
Oh.
JEE 2018, I walk in loose pants. The guy says, like, "Take off your belt," and I'm like, "Fuck."
Take off your belt. No, for God's sakes, put it back on. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine if you cheat. Just stop this.
I try to ration with him. Like I gave this exact same exam last year. I was not told to take off my belt. I've given nothing. Nothing. He just take your belt off, otherwise you won't have an exam. I take my belt off. I walk in. I'm walking with both my hands on my waist.
Yeah.
Just a walk of shame and fear.
Or rather, a catwalk of shame.
I somehow, mostly. People were staring. So, like, he basically just told me you're not going in unless you remove the belt. And they were like,
They're damn strict.
There was like a bunch of belts lying on the floor.
Oh.
Just sitting there.
He collected them as trophies.
Yeah.
I
That's his
exchanged
real
my
profession.
belt. After the exam, my belt was gone. I took someone else's belt. I did a full mandir on there.
Nice.
I remember when I was writing my JEE mains. So I was overly stressed about this. There was one small chit lying like on the floor near me.
Oof.
It was just one piece of paper. I don't know who it belonged to or anything, but I was just scared. Okay, will that link to me?
Okay. Yeah.
So what I did was I did not want to get up and throw that paper. That would mean that would mean that I had the paper, right? That paper was mine. So what I just did was like I just kicked it to the next bench. I was like, mera kya jana hai? Usko. Like, I don't care, man.
Okay, who's left? Gokul.
No.
Have it in your conscience.
No, I hope the guy next to him was like dragged out screaming, and now he's
I'm glad that didn't happen.
completely. That man's name?
Who knows?
Daud. Anyways,
Yeah.
Gokul.
Yes.
Gokul,
Yes.
we still haven't heard anything from you.
I have nothing to offer.
Just as usual.
Okay, yeah. I try to do stand up.
Oh, right. Hey, wait. You do stand up, don't you? Of course you should be leading this thing.
Yeah. Okay, the first time I've ever been to an open mic. Okay. It's in some really fancy hotel next to a beach. It's like a small cafe type thing, but it's super fancy. It's really expensive. I walk in there and I see all these comedians there, proper people who are organizing the thing. And then the shopkeeper tells me I have to buy something to sit there. So I sit there, I wait my turn, I deliver the stand-up speech thing. Okay, it was really bad, I'll admit. But the 6 people who were there, okay, they were just there for each other. They did not care for the stand-up routines that people were doing. So by the time my turn came, they were just eating. They were just trying not to look at me while I was talking to them. So I was just talking to 6 people. There were 2 comedians behind me just losing their shit. They were like, okay, this guy is bombing bad. And then I just ran out after I was done. I didn't pay for my drink. And then I thought
At least
about
you got
going back
something out of
in
it.
and paying for it and leaving. And then I remembered that I have to those comedians who were there. I didn't want to see them again, so I just left. Actually, yeah. Every time I've been on stage for stand-up has been a little embarrassing, at least.
Okay, I feel like we're a little clogged in the pipes here because we're talking about ourselves. What embarrassing memories do you have of other people? I think that's where things will actually start coming out.
Oh yeah, I saw a guy get turned down on Rakhi, like Raksha Bandhan type thing in CCD. In our college, this is Raksha Bandhan and he's just getting turned down by this girl.
Oh.
That was sad to watch.
That hurts. Oh, okay.
I mean, it's probably dumb to ask out anyone on Raksha Bandhan, man.
No, she probably tied him the Rakhi and then he went no.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Oh, like that.
Painful.
Very painful.
Okay, so I have something. So my friend, he was like my best friend in 11th and 12th. We used to go to this tuition where it was like in our batch there were just girls. Like obviously we chose it because we are guys, 16-year-old guys. So obviously we went to the all girls tuition, and so there was one girl who he used to like say, for like close to 3 years. So my one of my friends was her classmate, and he asked me to ask her out. Yeah, so this is like already going through two people, and
Like the
obviously
telephone
he gets
game.
rejected.
It's like Chinese whispers.
Chinese whispers, but with a lot more at stake. So, so he like obviously he just gets rejected. But the embarrassing part is how she rejected him. So she just
Hmm.
managed to tell this to him, and she goes like, "Oh, that monkey." The guy, yeah, he looks a lot
Oh.
like he looks a lot like a monkey.
Wow.
Yeah, I always catch
Oh.
him staring at I always catch him staring at me in tuition. Now, if that isn't
Oh.
embarrassing and painful to hear, I don't know what is.
And did that go through her friend and then to you and then to him?
Yeah, yeah.
It rebounded back through the
What did it sound
chain.
like when it went to him?
the the words no got really twisted around.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh God, that's
Oh wait. I have a friend who asked the girl out, and then like they started dating, and then a few months in she just she just denied that they were dating. She just said no.
Ouch,
Oh yeah,
ouch.
that happens.
Okay, what's the backstory?
yeah. Was the guy delusional or
No,
something?
no. He was fine as far as I know. Huh. That opens a whole different line of questions. But like, as in, no. It's even worse than that actually. Like, as in, like they were like dating in secret. Like the rest of their class didn't know apparently for a few months, and then one day like something comes out, and then like somebody sees them, and then he has to admit that yeah they're dating, and then later when she's asked the same he's like no. Also, I was promised that if I revealed this to anybody I would get killed, so
Fingers
that's
crossed.
there.
Pretty intense.
Hmm?
So I went to a boys' school, and opposite my school was a girls' school, and I used to go to tuition where
Hmm.
like people came from both schools, and
Hmm.
over there like students would just meet girls for the first time. That things were really sad, guys. I went to a boys' school. Who else?
Have you have you guys ever seen a fist fight over a girl?
Oh yeah, I have, but there were no fists.
Oh,
There
I've
were
seen a
like
lathi
there
fight
were.
over a girl.
Oh,
Oh,
It
it
is
was
weird.
weird.
fist fight.
That
This is
that thing
serious.
gets intense.
This is in
Yeah.
Kolkata.
Especially
No,
especially when one of the guys is the coward who doesn't want to fight.
Yeah, even I
that's
saw
not called a
one.
fight then.
Yeah, so just someone
You
getting beat
can't.
up.
No, like okay, in my school, like in ninth or tenth, like weird shit started happening. Like I was always removed from all of this, but as far as I understood, like a lot of like TV drama things started happening. There was like this weird fight, and like there were like no, it was like there were like gangs involved. And I went into the bathroom one day, and there were people like with lathis, like literally shaking and crying with anger. It was kind of hilarious. No, it was like it was a private like why should it was a I can't name the school. It was an English medium school, SSC. That must be it.
I can't, I can't name this school. It's an English medium SSTE.
Exactly. Enough said. Enough said.
Yeah, so like by school I remember this incident. So like it was the last assembly day of school in 10th. So me and my friends we were like, okay, this is the last assembly, let's bunk this. Like let's not stand for the entire praying thing. So my school was a very religious school, so we had a lot of prayers during the assembly. So we just decided that okay, we'll just bunk and we'll go in the boys' washroom and wait there. So like it's eight of us, Eight of us were waiting in the guys' washroom, and I was the 10th standard in charge, and my best friend was the school captain, who is supposed to stand on the stage for the assembly thing. So we are not there. Even like eight guys were in the guys' washroom, so everybody gets to know about this. Like the principal is standing just like there's this line which says guys washroom. My principal, like she was a woman, so she's just standing there. And then the bus drivers had to come in, they were calling us. So my best friend, the school captain, has this brilliant idea. So he breaks his pant chain zip, and then he goes out and he's like, no ma'am, everybody's trying to help me fix my zip. and then and then and then one by one, eight people come out of that washroom. Okay, you're helping, okay, you're helping, and there's like eight people. Everybody just started laughing, and we are just standing there. It's just weird. Like principal, she's just looking at his zip, looking at him, looking at his zip.
Oh.
This is the best case of boys will be boys.
Participated in school debates.
In
School?
school, what?
Debates.
Oh,
Oh, I used to be a big debater back in school.
Oh yeah.
oh. I wasn't allowed to.
It's
Oh,
it gets heated up,
Yeah. It gets very heated up.
and the problem arises when you're in the zone and you cut in front of your principal.
Oh,
The
God.
looks you get.
But that look is still better than the look you get if you wink at your principal.
What have you done?
Why do I
Yeah,
immediately
so I-
believe that? Why does that
Listen,
sound like a prickly thing to do?
I had this performance once, so we had that advertisement thing. So you have to like perform an advertisement. So I had been given the shampoo thing, and I still had long hair in school too. So I did that Ranveer Singh's Dhatada Dhatada dance, and I was so much in the zone. I just winked at all the judges, and one of them was my principal.
They call you in your room later.
It's like your go-to move.
Principals always they always somehow manage to make us all feel embarrassed. So back in like sixth or something, we used to have this proper full day for sports. So my school did not have a good ground, which was a lot of sand, and if you want, you go play on it. So I'm running on it without shoes, but with socks on, white socks. And then I see the principal and I'm like, you know what? I just go say hi to him because he's the principal. Be a good student and stuff. I go tell him hi. He looks at my socks and he just calls the entire group of students who are all here for sports days, the entire sixth grade around him, and he goes like, look at this kid's socks. Are you guys running around? Are you guys running around on the sand and playing without shoes and only socks? What if it gets spoiled? And he just goes on this 10 minutes tirade about how wearing socks on sand is bad for you. And all the while I'm standing center of this huge circle. He looks me in the eyes and he calls over this PE sir and he goes like, ask him to go change and come. Just me, some around, say there were around, I don't know, 400, 500 students. He just calls me and he goes like, go change.
Good use of everyone's time.
That guy was such a pain in the ass.
Oh God, I completely forgot the like. Okay, so I was I was a little hefty. Okay, and this is like sixth or seventh. Okay, and I have just started feeling like, okay, maybe I'm a little rounder than I want to be. So I have like some like I think I have a stomachache or something. So like I go to the doctor, or like something has happened. So like I think I'm lying on my back and he's like I don't remember exactly. He's just examining my stomach or something. And then I kid you not, he changes the subject to like he says like I'm translating here, but he says, "Oh my God!" Like he looks at my stomach.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just
Then
can't
he,
get
then he
into it
asks
because
me
they would
like,
never
"Do you
understand.
play anything?"
I can imagine
I'm
this
like,
being
yeah,
in Marathi.
yeah. This sounds so much worse in Marathi. By the way, for reference, this won't be in the recording. He lifted my shirt and he said, "Arey baap re."
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Look, and he sounded so concerned.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that
He's
you're
like,
fine when you're not.
"Arey baap re," and he didn't stop once. He's like he like said it 2 or 3 times. He like hurriedly put my shirt down.
They ask you how you
So bad.
Have you guys ever been like misunderstood, like for being something you're not? So I
Oh yes,
was
I see what you might
I,
say with it.
I was watching this movie once on the TV. I was at my relative's house in Pune.
Huh.
So I'm watching a movie called Love, Simon.
Oh, that
So
movie.
it's a
Oh,
gay love
God.
story, okay?
Oh,
It's a gay
huh,
love
huh,
story. So
huh.
there's this one guy who is texting this guy. This guy
Huh.
hasn't come out yet. So there's this one guy who's texting and he's trying to find out. So I just started watching the movie and it was interesting later. So I'm just watching it. So a younger sister of mine, she's around seventh or eighth maybe. So she comes and she's like, "Wait, change the channel, change the channel." Then I don't know why I snapped and I said, "I really want to watch this movie. Don't disturb me." And I'm watching, and after 5 minutes, I just started thinking, does my sister think I'm gay? It's nothing to be ashamed of, but I don't want to be.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't want to be misunderstood for being something I'm not. And that thought was in my mind for like a half an hour. Like, how do I bring this up and how do I tell that I'm not?
While you were still watching the movie, by the way.
I used to watch football. You guys know. Okay, yeah, I haven't told you this. You know why I'm not allowed to watch football anymore? It
No.
it it plays at 1 o'clock in the morning, right? BPL and all.
Huh.
I
Oh,
used to.
yeah.
It used to, at least. Yeah, I used to watch it then, and then like when there were like halftime something like that, I would just switch to a movie because they were on very closely packed channels. Okay, X-Men Origins Wolverine. The movie is like, it's very sad. Okay,
Yeah.
and my parents have never walked in on me watching football before. But halftime, I switched to X-Men Origins Wolverine. The sex scene, the one sex scene in the entire movie plays, and my
Yeah.
parents walk in on me watching football, and they go, "Oh, this is why you want to watch football." Yeah, and then I just
Oh.
can't watch football anymore. I still can't watch it because I have to have a conversation about that, and I don't want to.
Oh.
Oh my god.
I think the most purest distilled form of embarrassment is your parents like finding you
Yeah,
watching something, like
yeah.
intentionally or unintentionally.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So,
Whatever.
I used to watch this NDTV Good Times at night, okay? So there are some good shows at night, like
Oh
late
no.
night.
No, no.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Shows.
in quotes.
Yeah,
Good,
I was
very
in
good.
school. I was in school, so that was like good stuff for me that time.
Yeah.
So there were shows like Latina Angels and something. So so what happened was like me and my dad used to watch movies late night till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. or something. So that night I said I'll go to sleep. I went to sleep, and for some reason I woke up after some time. So I come outside to the hall and I find my dad. He's just sleeping there, okay, with the TV on, and he's watching that channel. And now I'm like, okay. So I switch off the TV. I'm like, okay, he's old, he can watch. So I switch off the TV. I was like, okay, dad, wake up, go inside, just sleep. So I send him to sleep. I start watching it now. I continue. And what happens is after some time I fall asleep. Now my dad comes back again. He woke up for some reason. And he just switched it off, he switched the TV off, and we both went to sleep after that. It was very awkward the next day at breakfast.
I don't know. I've never been in this situation ever.
They've never been caught watching porn even.
No, nothing ever.
I have. I went to
Did,
Oh
sleep
did you
with
God.
ever
porn
catch your
playing.
brother watching porn? Oh, I have.
Oh. I went to sleep with porn just playing in my hand. And I wasn't even like watching porn. I was actually researching. I wanted to find out what the name of a person was, and I found out by this. Just
Yeah,
went to sleep in the middle of it.
I can just imagine the disappointment. Like, no, you come in, like you see your son hasn't, you come in to throw a blanket on your son, and you see, oh, he's using his phone. These youngsters, you bend down. Hello.
And yeah, once I had to write poem name and poet name in an English exam, and I wrote the poem name right, and then I wrote Mia Malkova for the poet because
Oh,
I just thought, oh, okay, I remember this name, must be a poet's name, and then I wrote it down and I sent it to the school for
You
correction.
liked the poetry?
I didn't read the poem, okay.
Sink.
Think.
Okay, we're back.
Yay.
What was Prathamesh saying?
I just said sink.
Oh.
Yes, thank you, Prathamesh. Uh,
Ooh, guys, the
God.
first time I came
I,
to
I,
Trichy, I was like,
uh,
I got on the bus and the whole fees payment thing, no, room booking,
uh,
hostel allotment, whatever. I came to Trichy. I was in the bus stand and I really needed to I needed to brush, wash my face and shit. I
uh,
went there and I brushed my teeth, okay, but there's no sink. There's just a like people everywhere. There were these long pipes that were dispensing water.
uh,
And then I figured, okay, bathroom quality. And then I just washed my brush with those pipes. But those pipes were like going all the way down, so the pipe was just really low. And there was like this gutter,
uh,
and that was the sink there. And that was it. And I had to
uh,
brush and spit into the gutter, and then wash the brush,
Yeah.
everything at like a really low, close to the ground.
uh,
Yeah. And then I walked back, and like it was a urinal, and the
uh.
pipe was the flush. Yeah.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah. There was a sink there. It was just outside the bathroom. I walked in
Ew.
and I brushed the urinal. There were a
Uh,
lot of people there. And then I realized it was a urinal and I looked around. Everybody was watching me do it. Just random
and
people
not
who
one
live there,
person,
people who live
not
at the bus
one
stand.
person stopped. Oh God,
It was
no.
dangerously close to the ground. I should have known.
Uh, yeah, that's what I thought when you started. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I, that.
like, what's the earliest memory like of an embarrassment that you think like defined your life till this very day?
Huh.
Huh.
I'll start. So back in I guess around third grade or something. Okay,
Hmm.
so I was watching TV one day and I just found this new word. Okay, these two new words, life partner. It so to the young kid, I'm like, oh damn, new cool word. Oh, it means wife or a husband. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go flaunt this in class tomorrow.
Hmm.
So me, being a little prick, decided the best way to flaunt this newfound knowledge was to make
Hmm.
fun of people. So I just go around and I just keep asking, like, hey, do you want to choose him or her as your life partner?
Oh.
So so
Ah. Huh.
mine this is like I was like 7 or 8, and these kids, my classmates were 7 or 8 as well. So I go to this one guy and I go ask him like, dude, do you want him or her? I don't remember what it was as your life partner. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take. Yeah, it's fine, I'm fine. I'm like, oh, and I tell him what the meaning of life partner is, and he just loses it. He starts bawling his eyes out and goes and complains to the teacher. So and then she just calls me in front of the class and starts berating me for like telling such sort of stuff. So she goes, and I go. you're too young for this. You're not supposed to be talking about all this stuff now. I'm gonna go call your parents. And I think I spent the entire time in fear. I was afraid that she would tell my parents about this until the next PTA. And
Oh
I
God, huh?
I think that has stuck with me till this very day. And I always think about, like, before I do anything
Yes.
like which might piss someone else off, I always think like, do they have the authority or the right to call my parents? That's the first thing I ask myself.
Thus was born Milan the misogynist, the most powerful woman hater on this planet.
There's this Axe ad that just went very, very sexy, right? I caught on to those words. So, like, my grandmother would win at chess or something and just go very sexy as like a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old.
Oh no.
Yeah, I caught on to advertisement words a lot.
Prithvi, what about you? What's your
Yeah.
earliest memory of being embarrassed other than the
Um,
Tirupati thing, of course?
I mean, I don't remember.
Can I go next? Because I just
Yeah, tell.
like the most traumatic of memories just resurfaced. Oh God. Oh God. Okay.
I mean, go.
Uh, Depending on how I feel about it, we might have to cut this out. Okay, so
We are keeping this in. We are keeping this in.
no, shut up.
Yeah, just go
No,
on with it.
but
We'll
okay,
just...
so I am like 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old. So in my school there was this weird thing where like boys would all would all like 4 or 5 like boys would go in one urinal. It was
What?
weird.
What?
Like you know how when men urinate they stand in separate stalls.
And you stood in the same stall?
Oh my God.
So there was no, this is nowhere near the point, huh? So 4 or 5 boys would stand around the toilet bowl and go at once.
In a
Okay.
circle.
Yeah, in a circle. Of course, in a circle, huh?
Okay.
Okay, so I went one day, huh? And then one of those boys like changed the direction of his of where he was pointing, if you get my
I mean, why was this happening in the first place?
I don't know. That's the question I ask myself every night. That's what I ask myself every night. Okay, so and like this happens, and then I walk back to my class. I soaking wet now. Walk back to my class. Walk back to my class like the little bitch that I am, and I try to sit back at my desk.
Oh.
And then the children, like the teacher notices that I'm dripping on the floor.
You go, oh, it's not my piss. It's fine.
Yeah, no. I felt like that was extremely important for like I was explaining that to everybody that would listen.
He wet my pants, not me.
Like somebody else peed my pants.
Nobody would have believed you.
Yeah.
That is no. She made me pick out the culprit, and he admitted it. It was like an actual like police procedural.
No, but why was this happening? You're glossing
There
over
was,
the
I think,
circle piss like it was just a
no,
regular
like she
school
made me
event.
pick him out from the class.
No, but why
She
was
made me
this
pick out my attacker from the class.
Wait, was he punished for peeing in a circle with you guys, or was he punished for deviating from the
No.
rules?
That was deviating from the rules.
Punished at all because it seems like an honest mistake.
Yeah, but why were you guys there?
No. Listen. Why I know it wasn't an honest mistake is because he kept it up for like 10 seconds. And I said, "What?" And he smiled at me. He laughed at my misery.
Okay.
That is one evil child.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's probably like selling
Probably
orphans
golden
to
showers. He's
tigers
definitely
or
doing
something.
golden showers.
Oh God.
I once peed my pants because I couldn't hold it anymore because I was in the national anthem. I was at UKG or something. So like before we left for home, so again there was national anthem. So I'm just waiting. Okay, I want to go home and I want to like pee, and I'm just waiting there for it to get over. At the end, I was just it doesn't matter anymore. I'm just gonna go. Like just do it now.
Just
I just
Dravida
couldn't
Uchara
hold it
Ganga.
anymore.
Just
I remember, seventh standard. There's this inter-house quiz competition. We're all sitting like it's the middle of the competition, third round out of 5, something like that. And I've been holding my pee for like 1 hour or something.
why is the
Middle of the like. Just
okay?
in the
1 hour
middle
is not that long.
question. When I was a child, I had a lot to drink. I had a lot of water to drink.
Don't judge him.
The teacher asked me a question. And I was like, no, can't do this anymore. Ran out. Just sitting there, trying to hide my face.
Oh my god.
Oh God, I had to sit in the middle of a bus's backseat while holding back piss. So it's just a rocky road and the bus is just jumping up and down and I had to just sit in the middle. I was in physical pain. And
That's
I
the worst,
forced the
especially when
principal.
you're being
This
jiggled
was a
around.
school tour, okay? My principal is in my bus.
Wow.
I had to go and explain to her what was going on and then tell her to stop the bus and then pee on the side of the road. And then just 10 people
Yeah.
got down with me and they peed too in line.
A cultural icon.
Yeah. I'm the man who made the bus stop. Yeah.
Supreme leader, exactly.
So this happened like when you guys were like young, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
sure.
so
Yeah. No, AJ's thing happened last week.
what?
AJ's thing happened last week.
What? What?
Just imagine.
No, it's not true. Also, it's lockdown. Where do you think I'm going to find 4 other guys to pee with me in a toilet?
Oh wait, no, like so I have something very similar, but that happened this year. So I'm traveling from Trichy to Trivandrum. Trivandrum is where my house is. So I decided to go like just that same day. So I couldn't find a train or a bus like a straight. So I had to take a connecting bus. So I'm sitting in the Tamil Nadu state bus. I'm going and I have to pee. I have to pee very bad. I just had like a huge bottle of water, a couple of bottles of Fanta and stuff like that. So now I still have another bottle of I think Coke or something left, and I can't drink it anymore because I just have to pee, and the bus doesn't stop for another hour. So it
Oh,
reached the
wait.
point. It
Ah,
reached.
Bottle.
wait. Exactly. Did you feel the bottle?
Let's complete and then we should confirm. So I am sitting there just holding it in. It hurts. It just hurts. It hurts. Now this is a night bus, and there are people all around me sleeping. Okay, sleeping. So I do the most rational thing, and that is cut a hole on top of the bottle,
Uh,
put my bag around me, and wherever possible,
uh.
and try to. And I hope you understand what I mean when I say
Yeah,
try
yeah,
to
yeah.
move.
We know where you're going. I
Okay,
called it.
here's the worst part. It's
Hmm.
not coming.
It was a false
It's not
alarm.
coming. It's not a false alarm. I'm bursting, but it's not coming, and I'm panicking.
So you're just a guy with a
I'm
dick in a
sitting,
bottle.
I'm
No,
sitting in the
yeah.
back seat. in the last seat of this Tamil Nadu bus with a bottle in my hand, and it's not, and it's still not coming. Okay, and here's where it gets absolutely bad. Yeah,
Uh,
the bus stops.
uh.
The bus stops literally 5 seconds after I pulled my pants down.
Oh God.
Let me guess, you
Wait,
I,
still
ha- I
went to
have I
court.
have another piece story. uh, so like I was somewhere around fifth or sixth or something, and that time I was living in an apartment, and one of my elder cousins had come home. So we were just having like we were making a lot of noise at night. So my dad just came and told like you two are grounded in your room for now, and he just latched the door from outside. Then he forgot to like open it again, and he went to sleep. So he went to sleep. And then me and my brother were like, okay, fine, whatever. And then my brother just slept, elder brother, he slept. And I couldn't sleep because I had to pee. And the washroom was right in front of my room, but the door was closed. And I'm trying, like, I'm banging the door like half an hour, like, what am I gonna do now? I want to go pee, and nobody is waking up. And then I wake up my brother, like wake up, wake up. That time I didn't even have a phone. Otherwise, I would have called someone. But like I'm trying to wake him up. He's like, hey, go man, just do it, whatever. Just I don't care. I'm just thinking what to do. I tried banging the door again. I tried sleeping again. I could not sleep. So I had a window in my room.
oh
Oh
God.
no.
I'm on the third floor. And it was like a balcony initially, but my mom like changed it. Like she closed the balcony and put a small cupboard in the wall there. So I could fit. I was a smaller kid that time. I was not very tall, so I could fit in there. That window size. I just stood. And beside my building, there was another building, but it had a garden. Like it had pots,
Oh,
flower pots. I was like, okay. I tried not to, but I had to.
Oh wow. I like how all of us had to talk about embarrassing things and we immediately went to our penis like 8 times.
Yeah.
Just all of
No,
this is just
suddenly
urine stories.
one
Yeah.
might say that the floodgates have opened. That's where
We
all the real
actually opened up,
embarrassment
all of
lies.
us.
Exactly. Does anybody have anything to say that is not related to pee?
how about peeing and shitting at the same time?
Oh yeah, don't.
What?
So again,
How is that How is that embarrassing?
throwback to
I've always actually wondered if you peed into like a 1 liter bottle, no, melon, how much could you fill?
yeah.
Oh, you can fill like
Well, I tried.
almost.
Like I said, I tried and it didn't work.
Yeah, but
No,
like how
I've
much
done
do you
it.
think you could
I've done
fill?
it. I've done it. Yeah, I've done it.
I heard that there's supposed to be like a natural impulse, like it's not easy to actually go in a bottle.
No, what if you
It's
have
actually
like a
No,
very
it's
PET
not
hard.
easy.
bottle or
It's
something
it's
and it
it's actually not
overflows?
easy. I would love to go into the details, but not on this call.
No, just you know
We'll
those
stop
20
recording
you know
later.
those 20 rupees bottles, no? Those tiny bottles.
Yeah.
Just imagine if like that's all you have in your hand and you don't know if it's enough. Like it might overflow.
You know what they say?
Huh.
No, you take it out, you put it back in. That gives you more real estate.
And then you just give it to somebody to drink or something. Say it's apple juice.
I think we should just stop recording and go off record for the more nasty stories.
So
Huh.
once when I was back in school, we had this
Hmm.
trend. So where you would basically compress a guy's chest hard enough that he faints. Did you guys ever
Hmm.
have this? So while some of these guys were doing this, and this guy faints, as soon as he fainted, he simultaneously pissed himself and shat himself.
What?
Whoa. Whoa.
And this was halfway through the school day, and he still had four periods plus a bus ride back home left.
Damn, that's bad. This is in
Yeah.
It was a
public,
co-ed
no?
school, by the way.
Hmm. Okay, so since this is veering a little too much in one particular direction, but we're running out of time anyways, so I think this should be it. We've
Yeah, we are gonna go off record for the other stories.